everybody! So, we saw Mr. Robot Season 2, Episode 7. 7! We're at Episode 7. What are they doing? Are they doing
12 episodes this season?
So, we got a couple more to go. But, man, it's getting crazy. So, I'm here with my brother Adam. And we're reviewing the Mr. Robot episode from last night. I wasn't expecting the ending from last episode. You didn't think it was that big of a deal,
right? This is spoiler free.
Yeah, No, this is spoiler alerts.
Okay, this is the spoiler one.
Spoiler alerts.
All right, then we must divulge.
Yeah, it's just got splashed everywhere. So
okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah. That's because I haven't edited it in yet. It's not an instant edit.
I thought
kind of
it was
thing.
like a.
Oh, that would be great, because then I could just go to bed after this.
like a Bewitched, like a beep bing.
Oh. You wiggle your nose and all of a sudden it's edited.
Ding
That's kind of like...
How many people are going to get that reference? I don't know.
Anybody our age,
Anybody 30 or older.
Anyway, so the ending of this episode, I was surprised. I was kind of shocked. But at the same time, it seemed normal. Like, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I thought it was very clever. It's very clever, but I wasn't shocked. I thought it was a nice, clever little twist. But there isn't much shock there because he's already an unreliable narrator. You already know that.
And you mentioned that a couple of episodes ago where you're like, he's an unreliable narrator. But... I don't know. For me, I guess it took me aback.
It is.
I just didn't expect it.
The thing that's really clever about it is that it's not a person that he's delusional about. It was his surroundings, or he just wasn't truthful with his surroundings.
Right.
So that's why it's part of why it's a shock, because it wasn't a person. It was his surroundings.
Right.
And how often does that happen?
So we found out that basically everything that happened this season so far happened in prison.
Yeah.
Elliot's in jail.
And it makes sense, like, if you look back, like, all the shit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't see it coming. Maybe other people saw it coming.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I was blown. You saw my reaction. I was like, what the... What the fuck just happened?
I was surprised. I just wasn't in utter shock and awe.
I think I was a lot more shocked. But it made a lot of sense where they referenced everything that was happening so far in the second season, where he was like, his daily routine of going to the counseling group, meeting with his friend for every meal.
Getting his ass kicked
a few times. Like, once you look at it from a jail perspective, it makes perfect sense. Yes. If you think about it in a real world aspect, why would this guy meet him for every single meal at the same place? Why would he go to the same basketball game every day?
It does seem strange, but he is like anxiety ridden. Mm-hmm. So it's like he has one friend, he does one thing, and then he does one other thing.
And why does he have...
It seems passable when you're watching it.
Right.
It seems plausible.
And how come he hasn't really talked to any of his other friends? Why hasn't he really interacted with Angela? Or why hasn't he talked with Desiree?
Well, he did talk to him a few times.
Maybe
he talked to Darlene.
Darlene, thank you. Why do you keep wanting to say Desiree?
I don't know. Is you thinking of that stupid bitch we used to know, or what's going on? Because that's annoying.
Now maybe
I'm trying to forget her.
Maybe those parts were where they visited him in prison or something.
Sure, it was just a visit to jail. Well, all his other previous friends were hackers. All the other people he had contact with were hackers or delusion.
Right.
So, and he was trying to leave F Society, because he thought it wasn't himself that did the act of that big hack.
So, what was Ray doing?
Well, I assume Ray was maybe a warden. I don't know.
Someone in power.
Someone in power. There.
Not a prisoner.
Not a prisoner. I don't. Maybe we have to rewatch the ending after that because you were in shock, maybe.
And you were half asleep.
And I was half asleep.
That's why we're recording this today and not yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I should rewatch the ending. But it seemed like
he wasn't in jail, but he was there. Right.
And I did love
and he seems like he's in a position of power to tell people what the fuck to do.
Right.
And he has access to a computer.
Right.
So you assume Elliot still did that stuff for him. And I assume their relationship was like a... What was it?
Well, no, that's true.
It was
because...
like Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Like where he did his taxes with the warden.
Well...
So I assume Elliot was doing that.
After the chess scene that he had with Ray, the guard was walking him back to his cell when they were doing the big reveal. So it makes sense that
Ray back?
No, they were walking Elliot back to his cell, and they were showing along the way all of the characters and things that he was seeing.
It was too quick for my slow, dumb, tired ass.
So it makes sense that Ray would have been a warden, that he's being walked back to his cell after he had done the chess game or whatever.
That's what I assume.
So that makes a lot of sense. I'm on board with you on that one. But that chess scene, when it happened, I had looked at you and I'm like, that's one of the best acting scenes I've seen Craig.
You say that every week.
I know, Craig. But it was so good. I really, like, I'm used to seeing him as a funny man or, you know, a jokester, and
you say this every week.
Well, he got more dramatic than he was last week.
Whoa, it's even better than...
Yeah, it was. His acting in this scene was better than it was last week.
He's definitely pushing his acting...
His dramatic chops.
Prowess, yeah.
That was a great sequence. That whole chess match was a great sequence. I liked the way it was shot, and I liked the dialogue. I liked the way it was acted. It was a great scene.
It was. I don't know if it was better than his other scenes, though.
I think it was.
I don't know.
And I'm sure they're going to have one next week that's even better than this week's. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, Craig!
Oh my God, dude! I forgot about last week, and the week before, and I forgot about the other week, and the other week.
But I gotta say, this is probably
amazing. I love him.
It's the best acting that he's done is in this show.
Yeah, it is. And we've already established that, haven't we?
And I love it.
I know.
I love it. Now,
move on. Let's move on.
Angela.
Move on.
So Angela positioned herself to be in the section of the company where she would have access to more information about the people that had killed her mom.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's still having some trouble there. Like, she keeps talking up.
It seems like she wants to apply a more code of ethics with the...
Like she's trying to change them from the inside.
Yeah.
But she keeps pushing a little too hard sometimes. Like she got in trouble in that board meeting.
That is who she is, though.
Yeah.
And she always is about taking a leap. Actually, I don't really like it when she just kind of doesn't say much. And she's like, what?
Just staring.
What? And then she says something. It's like, it seems like half her acting is that. It seems like. That doesn't annoy you?
Well, it also seems like she's trying to figure out what to say, but she's taking a little bit too long to say it.
Like, I mean, it doesn't, and it's the same kind of acting, like, every time.
Well, like the scene she had with the FBI girl. And she's at the computer, and you were pointing out that the computer was angled in just a way. Oh, yeah, I was going to point that out. The computer's monitor was angled in just a way that the FBI girl could not see.
Yeah, we wondered. I mean, I pretty much everybody wondered if the FBI agent saw the scene, saw the front of the computer screen.
Because if she could see the screen, she would know what she was doing.
And in the scene, it's faced like you can't see it.
Just angled enough to where she couldn't really see what was on it.
Yes.
But she did have some of her pauses were a little too long.
Yes.
Where you're like, okay, you're overthinking this. Basically, you're telling the FBI agent that you're trying to come up with a story. Like, you're trying to lie, but still be convincing.
I don't know. I think as an actress, maybe I'm not an actor, so I don't know if she's doing it right or not. But it seems like she's waiting a little too long.
Well, and it could be the way the director is asking her to do the scene.
It's kind of like, didn't you say there was something in Friends where Joey had like an acting skill?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was the bad smell.
It's kind of like
when
that.
You're trying to think of something. If you can't remember your line, or you're trying to look like you're thinking of something, then you have a look on your face as if you smelled something bad. And Joey, on his little soap opera, every time he had to think of something, he would go like this.
That's kind of what she's doing.
It is. She's doing the Joey bad smell acting.
I don't know. It seems.
I didn't even think about that, and this makes
You
perfect
told me
sense.
that a few years ago. I never watched the show, but
wow, you brought up a Friends reference I should have brought up. That's funny. But no, I agree. Some of her pauses are too long, and I don't know if it's on purpose or just. The acting of that scene was.
I don't want to tell.
Not quite
I
right.
don't want to tell somebody how to act because I fucking have no idea how to do it. So we can move on.
Now, Darlene, we didn't have too much with her. It was more of her side of what was going on with Angela. You know, trying to get her to type in the right stuff so she had access, but she finally got access to the FBI servers.
Yeah, it was really just one.
And then that other scene where Angela's coming back to the apartment and she basically tells Darlene, I don't want to be involved anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, we haven't had too much. And then the only other part of the show was Tyrell's wife. And the...
capitalist pigs.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. She's like hanging out with her baby and...
Not really.
Someone just runs by and throws some red paint on her.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know, it's not surprising after it happened. It was more like, oh, whoa, okay. Surprising
like
at the moment.
The show and the hack is such a serious anti-capitalist.
Right.
Or what the characters are trying to do is very anti-capitalist.
So they did show that in the talk that Elliot had with Mr. Robot in the beginning, after he got beaten up, that Tyrell, they suggested Tyrell was dead. That when he reached into the popcorn, he actually grabbed the gun and killed Tyrell. But all he said is you had to do what you had to do. It was either you or him. They didn't flat out say it.
Nah.
You don't think Tyrell's dead?
I don't think he can be dead because there's so many loose ends with him, and he's a very vibrant character, an important character. You can't just brush him off like that.
And if Tyrell was dead, then his wife wouldn't need to really produce the papers of divorce that she produced at the end to try and prove her love for that one guy.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Right, maybe she doesn't know.
But
if he's in jail, if Elliot's in jail, they should know that he probably killed Tyrell if he had done it. If they found out that he was in jail. Like if he's in jail because of the hack.
They didn't say why he was in jail.
Yeah,
I assume it's from the hack.
So we don't really...
We'll find that out next week, or we should.
Well, we got 5 more episodes, so... It's going to be some crazy shit in the next half of this season, I think. I think every episode's going to have something crazy going on. For one character or another part of the story. Especially after this one, you don't know what's going to happen now.
You think maybe the person at the door was the cops arresting Elliot at the end of the first season?
Ah, that makes sense.
But
why is the
FBI agent investigating everything? And she hasn't mentioned Elliot at all.
Right. Yeah, why the hell is Elliot in jail?
Did they just not show her
Maybe they're
talking
still
about Elliot on purpose?
Well, they are trying to figure out like how to stop the hack. Like that's kind of what Ray wanted, was for him to fix the server. And Darlene is trying to get into the FBI to stop some of the evidence that ties them to the crime, so the FBI doesn't know that they're tied to it. Could be Elliot was just captured red-handed, and so he was the only one that was caught. They're trying to find everyone else that was involved.
Yeah, who knows?
It's going to be some good information.
Lots of information next week, I hope.
You know, when we first started this second season, you were not that excited about it after the first episode. What do you think now?
Well, I like it. I always have liked it. I just think since the big reveal that he's an unreliable narrator, nothing's really a surprise anymore.
So we're just kind of like along for the ride. We're rolling this roller coaster and just wondering where they're going to take it.
I mean, I guess this little twist they had made it better for me.
Nice.
But I guess it was just slow moving. Really slow moving.
Yeah, it was.
In the beginning there. Like, those first few episodes could have been one episode, maybe.
Mix, like, the first 2 or 3 episodes into one tighter story.
But you do want to, like, drag it out in the beginning, maybe, to keep viewers watching.
Well, and especially since they, like, apparently they won, like, Emmys for their first season. So they know they've gotten an audience. They get to play with us now in the second season.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the ride. It's very interesting every episode. It's very interesting.
It is.
I'm loving it. So do you have any other thoughts for this episode?
What were we talking about with that Seinfeld friend earlier?
Oh! Yeah, the guy, so he was going to get jumped by that one crew that wanted money because he lost a bunch of money when the site went down. And then they showed his friend show up with a knife and basically kill everybody, like an assassin. And then he said, you're going to get a message on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is, do it. And then left. And then stabbed the dude in the butt.
That was... It seems like they did some editing down just to squeeze that in there, because it was like, what happened? Was that a butt?
Is that an ass?
Was that a nutsack? Was that a nutsack?
It was very quick.
Well, there was something else we were talking about, though. Like half an hour ago.
Well, we were talking about it makes sense that he would meet him for every single meal at the same restaurant is because he's going to the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And he became a friend.
And it seems passable because he has anxiety.
Right.
Yeah. But that was crazy that... I'm guessing he just, he killed him in jail.
Yeah. Shanked him
in jail.
But he's got a friend and a protector who also is working for somebody else, apparently.
Yeah, he's definitely cool with him.
But that was a great scene. Like, I was like, it makes sense. Like, this guy that we see all the time that's always hanging around him at the basketball court and every single meal is actually more of a protector. Like, he's not just a cellmate. Or a guy that he likes to hang out with. Or a guy
he was trying to hang out really hard to hang out with.
Right, because he wasn't around in the first seasons. You have no idea who the guy was for the first half of this season.
Well, you just assumed he was trying to make friends. And he made one friend.
Which he did in prison, that he hung out with at every meal and in the courtyard. But, so apparently maybe in the next episode we're going to find out what the message was that he's supposed to be getting on Thursday and has to follow. and who the leader or who the person is that is orchestrating that whole thing.
Yeah, and I hope we find out why he was in prison.
Yeah, I would like a reason. Whether it be that he killed Tyrell and got caught
he's
for
such,
murder, or is it because of the
dude,
hacking?
he's like the best hacker in the world, dude. He's the best hacker that's ever existed, right?
Yeah, he's
or
like...
that's what they're trying to show, how amazing of a hacker he is.
Dude,
So why would he get caught for that?
He's like zero cool from Hackers, man.
He's like... he's like double zero cool. He's never makes a mistake. He knows everything.
Yeah, there's another twist. There's another couple of twists.
So maybe it's one of the twists is why he's in jail.
Yeah. Because they haven't really spelled it out yet.
Because that drug dealer killed his girlfriend. I think it was about halfway or towards the end of the first season.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a crime he could have been blamed for, associated with. I mean, there could be a few other things that he was associated with.
Well, like what you said with the door knocking at the end of the first season. That could have been, you know, the FBI coming to his house to arrest him right after the hack.
Maybe, but how did they connect him to it?
Right. There's going to be... Oh, man, there's so much more that's going to come in the next 5 episodes. And I'm sure we're going to get, like, 3 more twists by the time this thing is over. But do you have any other thoughts on this episode?
I don't think so.
It's a crazy episode. I do love that chess scene. That's probably my favorite scene for the whole episode.
Do you like him as an actor?
Craig?
I don't know if you made that clear yet.
I do. I think it was...
okay, why don't you just rant about it for 20 minutes?
I think he did his best acting in that scene.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, did I mention that before?
Yeah.
Good job, man. That's some good stuff. And I love chess scenes. I like the whole battle. Whenever you have two mentally superior characters during a chess sequence, it always seems to make it better.
Ever since Searching for Bobby Fischer,
I love that movie.
It's always like chess is tense when you do chess, though.
Oh, I love...
Or I can't think of a chess movie before Bobby Fischer.
Well, not like a specific chess movie, but you would have like characters that would play chess. You know, you have like Professor X and Magneto always played a chess game. Or whenever you had two really intellectually superior characters, they would always play chess and they would have a mental dialogue with each other. I love those kind of scenes. I think they're great. Anyway, what did you guys think of this episode? Comment below and let us know. You can also check out my Patreon, my social media links, and you can mail me stuff, which I got a mailing from a fan, Denver Johnson. If you had saw that unboxing.
What was it, you guys?
It wasn't a ham sandwich.
Was a bologna sandwich?
No.
That's what I was hoping it was.
No, it was a bunch of movies. He sent me like 20 DVDs.
What?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I would like to see that unboxing.
Yeah, and you can... I'll put a link to...
Was that too mechanical? I would like to see that unboxing.
I know.
Is there a video for that?
There is. It's in the description below.
Oh.
So check that out. Now I have to put a link to that down there.
What movies did you get? Can you tease it, or do you have to watch that?
You have to go watch it.
Oh.
Yeah. Why would I... Well, there was Doom 1, 2, and 3 are in there.
Doom?
DHOOM. It's an action movies. It's a trilogy.
Not the game?
No, not
There's an action movie?
Yeah.
American or?
Indian. All of the movies are Indian.
Oh, they're Indian movies.
Yeah,
Nice.
20 Indian movies.
Oh, nice, dude. You don't own any Indian movies.
Now I've got 20 of them.
Crazy.
Or however many he sent me. Dad's going to be really excited because now he's got a bunch of Indian movies to watch too.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I'll show them to you when we're done. But anyway, all the links to that is in the description below. If you don't like the movies, because some people didn't like the movies that Denver sent me, which I'm still very appreciative that Denver sent them to me, and thank you very much. I will be watching them.
The guy's name is Denver?
Yeah, Denver Johnson.
Denver.
Exactly like the city.
Wow, I didn't know that was a name.
Well, we had a friend that was growing up at our parents' church named Denver. Remember?
Oh yeah, Denver's.
Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man? Shaft! Can you dig it? Who's the cat that won't cop out when there's danger all about? Shaft! Right on. You say this cat is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
I'm talking about Shaft.
Then we can dig it.
I forgot about him. Maybe you should bleep that out.
Do it like a.
Oh, you gotta do.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, dude. You're probably gonna have to bleep that out. Sorry about that.
But
Right? That's
so if you
probably-
don't like the movies that Denver sent me, go and send me some movies that you do like, and I'll check those out too. And every time I get a fan mail, I'm gonna do a video unboxing for it, so you guys can see what you guys are sending me. But comment below, let us know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next week on the next episode.